Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'll be talking about storage vessels, and this will be part 1 of my discussion on storage vessels. And in this first part I'll be talking about storage vessels that are used in chemical industries. So this will be a kind of introduction to storage vessels that are used in chemical industries. So we will begin with by understanding why there is a need for storage vessels in chemical industries. What is the use of storage vessels in chemical industries? So it is a kind of introduction to storage vessels. So let us start the discussion. Okay, so let us continue with our discussion. So to begin with, one can admit this fact. The fact is storage of liquids and gases. It is essential in almost every chemical industry. You take example of any chemical industry, you will come to know that storage of liquids and gases is always required. Liquids and gases, that is fluids. Storage of fluids is always required. So liquids and gases, they are commonly called fluids. So storage of fluids is required in almost every chemical industry. It is essential in almost every chemical industry. Now what is the reason for this? Why it is necessary? Why is it essential to store fluids in chemical industries? So let us understand. Need for storage of fluids. There are many needs. The first one is fluids. They may be used, or they are rather used as raw materials in many chemical processes. And if the process is continuous, in order to maintain the continuity of the process, we need to have those raw materials in sufficient quantities. And for that, we need to store them. Okay, so for raw materials, if fluids are used as raw materials in the process, we need to store them in sufficient quantity. The reason is we this will ensure the continuity of the chemical process. Okay, so for storing raw materials, there is need for storage of raw materials, and therefore we need storage vessels. Then, in many chemical processes, intermediate products are produced. These intermediate products, they may be used as raw materials in some other process, or they can be sold in the market. So in any case, before they are used as raw materials, we need to store them in sufficient quantities, and there also we need storage vessels. So intermediate products, they must be stored before they are used as raw materials in other processes, or before they are transported to market where they can be sold. That means there is also a need for storing intermediate products if intermediate products are produced in a chemical process. Then you also have to store final products. When final products are produced in a chemical process, those final products will be ultimately sold in market, and you need to transport those final products to the market. So before transporting them to the market, you need to store them. So final products produced in a chemical process, they have to be stored. They must be stored before they are transported to the market. Then, in many operations, feed to many operations is a blend of two or more components. Let us say that two or more liquids, and the feed, there must be certain, you can say, restriction on the composition of the feed. For example, if you have a reactor in the process, and it is required that feed to the reactor is a blend of two components, let us say component A and component B, or you can say liquid A and liquid B. So liquid B is liquid A is required, for example, at this rate, 50 liters per minute, and liquid B is required at a rate of say 40 liters per minute. So in order to ensure that you have flow of 50 liters per minute of A and 40 liters per minute of B, this both A and B need to be stored, and for that you need storage vessel. So you will have a storage vessel where A will be stored, and out of this vessel A will be taken out at a rate of 50 liters per minute and B will be taken out at a rate of 40 liters per minute. So wherever blend or mixture of two or more components is required, you need those components initially stored. You need those components in sufficient quantity so that they can be taken out at the required rate, and you can have the required mixture. Okay, so the point is fluids, they must also be stored before they are blended or mixed. So here also there is need of storage of storage of fluids. Okay, so now it is clear to us why we need storage of fluids. Raw materials are required to be stored in order to maintain the continuity of the chemical process. They need to be stored in sufficient quantities. Intermediate products, they have to be stored before they are used as raw materials in other processes or before they are transported to the market. Final products, they must be stored before they are transported to the market, and before you blend two or more fluids, those fluids must be stored in sufficient quantity in order to get the required blend or required mixture. So in this way we understand that in every chemical industry we need storage of this fluids, and for storing these fluids we need storage vessels. Okay, now let us continue further. In chemical industries, if you talk about storage vessels in chemical industries, most of the chemical industries will have large size storage vessels. So in big chemical industries, size of storage vessels will be large, and this large size storage vessels, they will be they will be used in large chemical industries. But in case of small chemical industries, medium scale chemical industries, we may also need small or medium sized storage vessels. Or even in big chemical industries, for some applications, small or medium sized storage vessels may be required. But most of the time, storage vessels in chemical industries, storage vessels in large size chemical industries, they will be large size vessels. If you talk about fabrication of these vessels, for example, if you talk about fabrication of large size storage vessels, they will mostly be fabricated on site. They will mostly be fabricated at the place where they will be put to the ultimate use. So that's why we are saying large size storage vessels, they are mostly fabricated on site. And for that, what is done? Individual components that are required to construct the storage vessels, all those individual components, they will be transported to the site. And once all components are at the site, the entire storage vessel will be fabricated over there. In case of small or even medium sized storage vessels, you can fabricate such vessels in manufacturer's shop. And then once completely fabricated vessel is ready, you can transport that vessel to the site. So this option is available with small or medium sized storage vessels. So for small or medium sized storage vessels, you can fabricate them in manufacturer's shop, and then the completely fabricated vessel can be transported to the site where it will be finally used. Okay, so at the end of this discussion, we have understood that in big chemical industries, you need large storage vessels, and those large storage vessels, they will be fabricated on site. Mostly they are fabricated on site. In case of small or medium scale chemical industries, or in some applications in large scale industries, we need small vessels, small or medium sized vessels. These small or medium sized vessels, they will be fabricated in manufacturer's shop, or they can be fabricated in manufacturer's shop, and then completely fabricated vessel can be transported to the site. ठीक है. Further, let us talk now about the material of construction that is used for storage vessels, for constructing storage vessels for chemical industries. The common material of construction in this case is mild steel. So for manufacturing, for constructing storage vessels to be used in chemical industry, the common material of construction is mild steel. Apart from mild steel, you also can use other materials, and other common materials are stainless steel, aluminium, and clad steel. So clad steel is a material in which you have a base metal and there will be cladding of some other metal. And this cladding material, with clad steel, you have different options of using the cladding material. So you can use stainless steel, you can use nickel, you can use monel, you can use inconel as the cladding material in case of clad steel. Now let us talk about categories of storage vessels that are used in chemical industries. So storage vessels that are used in chemical industries, they are put into various categories. To be more perfect, these vessels are put in three categories. They are categorized into three categories. Which are these three categories? The categorization is done on the basis of the material that is stored in those vessels. So there are three categories of storage vessels that are used in chemical industries. The first category includes those storage vessels that are used for storing non-volatile liquids. Then second category includes those storage vessels that are used for storing volatile liquids. And of course, the third category will be of storage vessels that are used for storing gases. So as I said, in chemical industries, storage vessels or storage vessels that are used in chemical industries, they are categorized on the basis of material that is stored in them. So accordingly, you may need to store non-volatile liquids, you may need to store volatile liquids, or you may need to store gases. For non-volatile liquids, you need different category of storage vessels. For storing volatile liquids, you need different category of or a different type of uh, storage vessels, and for gases you need different type of storage vessels. So you have three categories of storage vessels. Now, if you talk about storage of non-volatile liquids, storage of non-volatile liquids is not a big concern, because with non-volatile liquids, their boiling points are high, and loss by vaporization is not that much big. So loss of non-volatile liquids by vaporization is not a concern, because that is not going to happen in an appreciable quantity, because all non-volatile liquids will be having relatively high boiling points. So that's why we are saying that storage of non-volatile liquids, it is not a big concern. What is the reason for that? The reason is these non-volatile liquids, for these non-volatile liquids, there is a little loss by vaporization due to the high boiling points of those non-volatile liquids. So since there is no, you can say, a danger of loss by vaporization, so you don't have to worry more about storing non-volatile liquids. So that's why I'm saying storage of non-volatile liquids, it is not a big concern, because those non-volatile liquids, they have relatively high boiling points, and their vaporization will be not that much high. But in case of volatile liquids, with storage of volatile liquids, you have to worry about loss by vaporization. It is a big concern because volatile liquids, they have relatively low boiling points. Under normal storage conditions, they are going to vaporize, and those vapors will be ultimately lost, and you will not be able to recover that. Okay, so with storage of volatile liquids, loss by vaporization is a big concern, and you have to take care of this while designing vessels for volatile liquids. Okay, so loss by vaporization is a big concern due to low boiling points for volatile liquids. And for gases, as far as gases are concerned, you need to store them. You need to store them in closed vessels. Gases are to be always stored in closed vessels. So accordingly, you need to design storage vessels for gases. Okay, so with this, I end my brief discussion on introduction to storage vessels, where I have talked about storage vessels, why there is a need of storing fluids in chemical industries, and then we have understood categories of storage vessels used in chemical industries. Then what is the problems associated with storing non-volatile liquids, volatile liquids and gases, how they are to be stored. So with this, I end my discussion for this video lecture. Thanks for watching my video lecture, and please do subscribe to my channel. I will continue with my discussion on storage vessels in my coming videos. Please stay with me. Please subscribe to my channel. Please like my videos. Tell your friends to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon so that you'll be notified as soon as I upload any new video. For time being, thank you for being with me. Have a nice day. Bye bye.